Plague-Stricken Vienna, the dead were thrown into open pits beyond the city walls. One night, a street musician vanished. The next morning, he was found alive, lying among the corpses. Welcome to Of Mountains and Men, where we explore mysteries, myths, and legends from the Alps and beyond. Tonight, we leave the mountains and walk into the streets of Old Vienna, into the year of the Great Plague. This is the story of liebe Augustin. Vienna, 1679. The city was quiet, in ways a city should never be. Shutters closed, bonfires burned in courtyards. Church bells rang without a pause. Death carts rolled through narrow streets, collecting bodies wrapped in cloth. No one understood the sickness. Some blamed poisoned air. Some blamed God. Many fled. Those who remained marked their doors with crosses, burned herbs, and whispered prayers into the night. Outside the city, mass graves were dug. There was no time for individual burials. The dead were carried out at dusk and thrown into the earth by lamplight. Vienna had become a city suspended between breath and burial. And somewhere in the city walked a man named Augustin. His name was recorded simply as Augustin N. N did not stand for a family name. It stood for Nescio. I don't know. Even the city clerk did not know what to call him. Augustin was born around 1645. He earned his living as a Bänkelsänger, a roaming street performer. He sang, he improvised poems, he played music, he drank. He was a familiar figure in taverns and squares. Not noble, not wealthy, but known. During the plague year, Augustin continued wandering the streets. And according to the legend, one night he drank heavily and collapsed on his way home. When the plague servants made their rounds, they found him lying still, cold, unmoving. They believed him dead. And like so many others, they lifted him onto the cart and carried him beyond the walls. Near the church of St. Ulrich, a plague pit lay open. One more body made no difference. Augustin was thrown in. Then the earth closed over him. Darkness, silence, and the company of the dead. But the story says he did not remain silent. At some point in the night, Augustin stirred. He cried out. Some versions say he played his bagpipe. Others say he sang. Whatever the truth, the guards heard him. They opened the pit and pulled him back into the world of the living. A man who had already been counted among the dead, already buried, already lost, yet standing again under the open sky. Contemporary sources, including official publications, already mention a man named Augustin, who emerged alive from a plague pit. The story was known while he was still alive. Whether he truly lay among the corpses, or whether the tale grew with every retelling, even his own time could not fully separate fact from wonder. The real Augustin survived the plague by 6 more years. He did not die an exciting death. The city death register records that in 1685 he was found dead in the street. The doctor estimated his age, about 40. In the official ledger, his name was entered as Augustin Nescio. Augustin, I don't know. He was buried. And for more than a century, he was almost forgotten. The famous song, O du liebe Augustin, did not become popular in Vienna until around 1800. The melody and lyrics people know today came later. But the memory of the man remained. Gradually, Augustin transformed from a street musician into a symbol. Today, Vienna still remembers him. There is an Augustinbrunnen, an Augustinplatz, a modern mosaic on Elbbergstraße. A city newspaper bears his name. And every child learns the line, Alles ist hin. Everything is lost. But the song does not end there. It continues, and it keeps singing. In this way, the liebe Augustin became more than a man. He became a figure of Viennese mentality, of endurance, of laughter whispered into catastrophe. Whether he truly lay among the plague dead, or whether the story only reflects what Vienna needed to believe, Augustin stands at the edge between history and legend. A man without a surname, who nonetheless refused to vanish. A voice that rose from a pit meant for silence. And a city that chose not to forget him. In the end, the liebe Augustin may not be the man who survived the plague. He may be the story of Vienna itself, a story about survival.